Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and today we're taking a look at another build video. I am playing Kassadin in the mid lane, starting off with boots and pots at level 1 because it's a pretty safe way to go with him. You do need those health pots and you do need those boots for the most part. He has a pretty weak early game. As you can see, being a melee champion or a melee caster, it's a little bit tougher. So, what you want to do is at level 1, take your Null Sphere, which is your silence, and it does deal AP/magic damage. You want to take that at level 1 so you are able to harass your enemy with it to make them rethink about constantly trying to hit you with things, and because it will do sufficient damage as well, and that silence obviously will prevent them from casting more items on you. At level 2, take 1 point in your W ability, which is your Nether Blade, which will passively give you mana back when you melee attack enemy minions. So you get, or champions, I guess, at that point. But basically, you want to get that so you can passively get back your mana, since you are pretty mana heavy. Now here, he's getting kind of low, and I did take my next ability too, which is my Force Pulse. I'm going to jump forward, do that to slow him, use my Ignite, and use that Null Sphere to get the kill on him. That Ignite did end off his life. It's good to get a kill early with him. He gets really powerful as the game goes on. He's a good mid to late game champion, especially once you hit level 6 and you have your ultimate to be able to Rift Walk, since it's on such a short cooldown. It's on a 7, 6, and 5 second cooldown, I believe. So we have all of that. So like I was saying, cooldowns on him are pretty short, which kind of make him very powerful. But like I said, he's got a tough early game. It's a little bit harder to farm with him because he is melee and issues like that. Here, I tried to go help Maokai, but Shaco's going to escape through the jungle. But you gotta play a safe early game and try to just poke your best you can. Then once you hit level 6, you can start to harass them a bit more by Rift Walking directly to them, which will deal damage to them if they are close enough. And then you can Null Sphere again to silence them. And if you have your Force Pulse up, you can use that to slow them and deal more damage. And if you can get off a few melee attacks, you can do that too. But basically, you can keep harassing that way. Now, like I said, that does cost some mana because these aren't cheap things to do. Especially if you are continuously using Rift Walk over and over. So here we're going to go over here to try to take blue buff. I'm going to hop through. Happens to be that Shake was over there waiting to take it. Jump through at the right time and kind of get lucky to find him. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up the assist here, I believe. And that's going to be good. We're going to then move over towards top lane because Darius is in a fight with our Aurelia. And then I believe somebody else is going to show up maybe. Are they? No. Okay, good. Oh, no, they are. Ziggs is going to show up. I'm going to ult over to him, slow him, silence him, start to hit him with my standard attack, and then I am activating my Nether Blade too, because when you activate it, you get more damage on your standard attack. Now here, I am going to Rift Walk through the wall after I'm a little late to doing this, but I'm going to come through here, silence Darius, it's going to kill him, and I'm going to start to attack Ziggs as he tries to run away. I am just going to hit him one more time and pick up the kill and get the double kill. So, got a couple kills there, which is going to definitely help me out early game. That first time I did go back before. If you can't tell what I'm building, I picked up some health and some mana crystals. I'm going to be building a catalyst, which I will then be building a blasting wand as well, because I'm going to be going for my Rod of Ages as my first item. That health is definitely going to be helpful, and getting the mana at every rank up level. Now there, I see Shaco for a split second. I know he's heading into the jungle. I'm going to wait here, see if I can see him. I see that the wraiths are going crazy, so I'm going to come out over here and Rift Walk towards him, silence him, and try to slow him here as well. I am then now going to Rift Walk again towards him, and I know he's escaping. I'm going to use Rift Walk again, because I was guessing he was invisible and was going that direction. I'll pick up the kill on him, and then pick up the double kill as well. I just kept Rift Walking because I knew he's going to be running in that direction, so I knew that Rift Walk would do the damage, and luckily it did, so I was able to pick up the kills that way. Once you hit level 6 with Kassadin, don't be afraid to go ganking either. He has great escapability with his Rift Walk. I know with him I do take Flash Ignite. If you're confident with your ability with Rift Walk, once you get him down, you don't really need Flash unless, you know, it's good to have it as backup, but Rift Walk is pretty good at being a successful Flash. So you don't have to really worry about that too much. If you want to use something else, maybe Exhaust, or if you want to take Teleport, those are also good things to do. So that's some of the stuff that's going on with that. Obviously, I did finish off my boots. I do go with the Magic Penetration boots. Here I'm actually, I think, in the dark area, so he couldn't see me. We're just chasing him around. I'm going to pick up another assist there to him. And that is going to be very helpful there. I'm just trying to farm up. in all of that fun stuff. I do max out my Null Sphere first as my first ability that I do max out, which is his Q. And then after I do that, I then max out my Force Pulse, which will be his E. And then finish off your Nether Blades later. You just want to make sure you get 1 point in early so you can activate it. And you can do that extra damage, and then you can have that passive mana so that you get back when you do your standard attacks. So all of that's going on here. We're getting into a little shuffle and fun stuff's happening because the laning phase is coming to an end, which is going to be the case with Aurelia losing her top tower. As for my masteries page that I typically go with for Kassadin, I go with the 21, 0, and 9. 21 that offense, picking up everything that is magic damage. Here, Ziggs isn't moving, but he is throwing abilities at me. I don't know if he's AFKing or what's going on. He does actually do some decent damage to me here because of the tower and the ignite and then, you know, his stuff. But that was an easy kill. I don't know if he was trying to bait me out for something that didn't happen or what, but I'll take the easy kill. Especially if he's not going to move out of it. That's fine by me. I finished off my Rod of Ages. That's my first key item. It's good because I'll get plenty of AP from it. And I am going to get that health and that mana. Since, like I said, he does take quite a bit of mana, especially if you keep Rift Walking. Because when you do Rift Walk, each time you use it in a row, if you're using it over and over and you're getting it to stack, it does deal more damage, but it costs 100 extra mana each time, and that does stack up to 10 times. I have been known to use Riftwalk a few times. In some fights here, I'm going to die. They ripped me through the wall with Darius. That's unfortunate. I think that's my only death this game. But I've been known to Riftwalk through walls, getting in fights and jumping back over the wall to get back into another fight happening on the other side of the wall, and you will eat through your mana incredibly fast. It is nice to have blue buff, but that is why I do take mana regen seals with me to kind of negate that. Now here we see Shaco again. He just flashed there too. Luckily I can rift walk and flash. I just saw him again, so I'm going to start to get closer to him by rift walking and flashing, and then I'm going to silence him and slow him and ignite him and finish him off that way. So you can cover the ground pretty quick. My rift walk's already back up, like I said, because it's on a very short cooldown. Nothing to worry about there. You're very, very good at chasing. It's a safe thing to do. I obviously wouldn't chase if it's going to take you straight towards their whole team. But then you can also use it again to get away. Like I said, it works as a great built-in flash. So as for the rest of my rune page that I typically take for Kassadin, I usually go with the magic penetration marks. Like I said, I do take those mana regen seals. I go with the AP per level glyphs and the flat AP quintessence. This way, if I don't get too much ability power early, I will at least have it slowly over time as I'm leveling up in lane. I think at level 1, I start with 22 AP. I waited there because Nunu was ulting and I didn't want to jump into that and take damage. Did pick up an assist on him as well. Trying to chase down that Shaco, but he's going to use his little invisibility to get away and jump away from us. But got all of that going on. I've got plenty of health, or not health. I got plenty of gold right now. I could go back and buy. Here we see Darius. He's pretty low. I know I probably could kill him, so I'm going to move in here and rift walk to him and try to silence him, slow him, ignite him, and standard attack him best I can to kill him. And I'm going to pick up the kill on him as well. So doing a pretty good job of spotting enemies and assassinating them. Kassadin, as people know, is a great anti-caster. He gets rid of solo targets pretty well because of his move aroundness, I'll call it, with his rift walk and his silence and that slow. You know, it's just a really good combination. You want to make sure you obviously hit the correct targets with it and that you are rift walking at the appropriate times and not rift walking into a whole team. There you just, real quick, I just blew him up. Rift walk, Null Sphere, Force Pulse. Ziggs doesn't have a lot of life. He's not stacking a Rod of the Ages at the moment, so he doesn't have that extra health that probably would have kept him alive there. So that's another reason why you want that Rod of Ages with most of your AP caster champions. Now here, we have had Darius kind of doing whatever he wants this game, top lane. He's been farming really well. Here we're going to try to do all the damage that we can to him. I'm standard attacking him and rift walking to him and doing all I can. So there I do pick up the kill on him, which is going to be good for me. And that last time I did go back to base, I did have enough gold to pick up a needlessly large rod. I will be typically building that into my next main item, which is obviously going to be the death cap. I will later than this game. I think I do get a Zhonya's too, so it could go towards that, but because I'm trying to negate some of their physical damage, since I'm not taking too much magic damage from their team, I'm taking mostly physical damage, so I'm going to try to get that with that stasis in it later in this game. But typically my next main item, just so I do that much more damage, is going to be my death cap because of the ability power that it gives me and because of the percentage that it gives me back towards more. So, when I'm in a 1v1 situation like I am down here, it's not too bad of an idea to fight someone 1v1 that way. You can do it, it'll work well, but I do know one of them was coming down, and Ziggs did come down there. I did just finish off my death cap, so I have 374 AP right now, which is a great amount to have. Trying to move into this fight that is currently happening. I'm going to show up a little bit late to it because they started this fight without me, and Maokai's trying to move back in here too. I'm going to try to Rift Walk in here and try to see if I can help my team out any way I can. Aurelia is getting some kills. I do huge damage to Ziggs, as you can see. She's going to pick up the kill on him. I'm going to tower dive here a little bit. No need to. I'm going to wait a second after the Ignite dies. I'm going to be able to Rift Walk back in here now and do the damage I need to kill him. Just wanted to wait a second for my Rift Walk to come back up so I wasn't just tanking that the whole time. So got a kill there, and luckily we turned that team fight around because they got some kills pretty quick in it. But all of that is happening and is fun. Some reasons why to play Kassadin besides the part where he actually is pretty fun to play once you get him down. He can be kind of a pain to get down, though, because his early game is pretty weak for all the reasons that I did say. Like, you know, it can be kind of tough to farm with him early game since he is melee. You can get picked on quite a bit because of him being melee, and you can't really poke back unless you're able to get out there and silence them. But once you hit 6, then you can pretty much bully them around to a certain degree as long as you haven't overly fed them and they can 2-hit you. So you need to play a little bit cautious with them early game, but it will be very rewarding. You could see early in this game, Ziggs was throwing whatever he wanted at me from level 1 to 2 because I just really can't do too much to him. But he's obviously a ways behind me now, 4 levels. I can make him blow up like that. That last time I was back at base, I did pick up some cloth armor because of the physical damage I've been taking from some of them on the team. I'm going to build that into a Zhonya's Hourglass. Typically, I wouldn't build that right away, but because of that damage that I am taking, I am going to negate that. Now here, we have Shaco jumping through walls. I can luckily Rift Walk the direction I think he's probably running and try to catch back up to him. Darius is trying to get in the way, but luckily I can silence him. Now I'll try to Rift Walk and try to keep moving towards him. I got slowed though, unfortunately. But this is one of those times when you keep Rift Walking. It's going to slowly keep eating my mana, as you can see. I'm going to try to Walk back through the wall after I silence him. Try to Rift Walk back through here if I can, and pick up the kill on him because I did have the Ignite on him. I'm running out of mana. I started this fight with full mana, but I can't even Rift Walk back through the wall because it costs too much currently. But I did pick up an assist on Tristana. So you got to be careful about the mana that you will eat up with him. I do luckily have decent mana regeneration, so I can also take their blue buff, which is another great way. I was going to go get the blue buff from our team, but that's when that fight did break out. So that is something just to consider. You can see how fast you do go through your mana. Now, some people are saying, well, wouldn't it be great to maybe get something that gives you massive amounts of mana regen? Yeah, it can be a good idea to do that if you want to pick up a Chalice and build that into an Athena's later in the game. I would recommend it. It's not a bad idea. I don't typically build it right away because we're just trying to go for massive damage with cast pretty fast, and you need a little bit of that life early too with that Rod of Ages, and the Rod does give you some more mana, so that is very helpful as well. Last time I was back, I did pick up that needlessly large Rod. Now typically, instead of Zhonya's as my next main item, I'm getting that because I want that stasis to try to negate the true damage ultimate from Darius and the other physical damage I am taking on their team. What I am going to be trying to do, besides start random fights like this, is next to typically pick up a Lich Bane, which is going to give me more move speed, a little bit of magic resist, and it is going to also help me with my next standard attack, adding all of my AP damage onto it. So, as a standard attack champion, it's nice to have that. Now, here you can see someone has given up on their team and warded the crap out of their base, which, you know, is going to happen once Shaco gives up, which is funny. Shaco had a pretty good game early, but that's fine. People are going to give up in the game because they can't take losing, I guess. I don't know. Get over it. But other than that, that's what I'm starting to build, and I finished off that Hourglass. I am starting to build towards that Lich Bane as I planned to. I just, I had to go for that Hourglass a little bit faster because of the physical damage I was taking from their team. Here, I'm going to get in the way. He was chasing after Aurelia, but we're going to obviously take care of him pretty quick. Our Draven is doing pretty good as well in this game, and I have 14 kills and 1 death, so I'm doing pretty good in this game. And we're going to be able to probably call this a game in just a second. As for the next items you could go for with Kassadin, there's kind of a few ways you could go. I do think that the Zhonya's is a good choice. It does give you plenty of AP, and that stasis is nice to have. So you don't really have to worry about anything there. So that's another great item. So Lich Bane, Death Cap, Rod, and Zhonya's. Now your last item, like I said, you can go Athena's if you're really having mana issues. You gotta just pay attention a little bit with mana. There I did kill Trist on her base. That's fun. But you can go a few ways. You can either go with an Athena's, like I said. You can go with a Rylai's if you want the slow and you want more health. There's a few items. You can go Abyssal Scepter if that's more of your forte. So it comes down to a personal choice, but for the most part, you're going to want those 4 main core damage items and boots for the most part. And that's pretty much going to be game, guys. If you have any questions, put those in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but other than that, I'll just see all of you in the next build video.